Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Pursuit of Truth with Violet Sarria. And I'm just so excited. This is the first episode that we have. And why did I call it The Pursuit of Truth? I'm going to tell you why. And it is because we are living in a world with so much access to information, but we are not learning to discern what is true and what is not true. I have so many stories in which I had to speak with family members and tell them what you're watching, the news that you're looking at or what you're watching is actually not true. And I had a lot of family members that were looking at their news or watching their news on Facebook. Yes, that's right, Facebook. So obviously that's not a great source to get your news from. We have a lot of platforms nowadays of people that just want to expose the truth. But this is why I started the pursuit of truth, because I love truth and I stand for truth. And we are being manipulated by the media each day. We're getting screwed by media each day. And it's crazy to just think that we're like tiny puppets or guinea pigs, and they're testing us and they're trying to see if we're gonna actually follow everything they do, like zombies or aliens. But no, we are people that are capable of doing our own research and of critical thinking. So this is why I started the Pursuit of Truth. And welcome to my first episode called Chaos. Chaos, what does it stand for? I did my own definition of chaos, and it means crazy acts of Satan. I'm kidding. It doesn't mean crazy acts of Satan, but it just means chaos. Because God, I don't know, but if you turn on the TV right now, it doesn't matter what news network you're trying to look for, if it's CNN, Univision, Telemundo, anything. It's just ridiculous what you're seeing on the news. And obviously, a lot of them, like I said, they're fake news, but the world is changing so fast. It's changing so fast. And I go on X, obviously, all the time, or Rumble, or I get my information from just great newspapers out there. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Undercover DC, but they're a great newspaper. They have their news online normally, but it's just, God, guys, things are moving really fast. But what are we going to decide what's true and what's not true? I just want you to think about that for a minute. Think about it. What is true and what isn't? So, chaos. Let's start with the topic of Venezuela. Obviously, I am Latina, I am Hispanic, I speak Spanish and English, and I'm a dual citizen. I was born in the US, raised in South America, and I believe that I am a great source to talk about this subject. And I'm capable of talking about this because I actually know how South America works. And I'm telling Americans, the US is not far away to turn out the way Venezuela is. It's not. And it's going to a dangerous path. That's all I'm going to say. But Venezuela has had a lot of interesting things going on, right? The election was about a week ago, and we saw that a lot of citizens were concerned. And let me take you through a timeline of what's happening in Venezuela. So they stopped their live count, not this Sunday, but about a week and a half. They stopped their live count in front of everyone, and they said, okay, it's going to be private now. We're not going to count ballots in front of everyone. We're going to do it privately. Then Venezuelans were so upset about this, and they were taking care of the polls. They're like, we're not moving. We want to make sure that every vote is counted here. So Venezuelans did not leave. What happens? All of a sudden, these armed forces, these gangs, they start showing up at the voting places, and people get scared and they're threatening people that are working the election, and they're threatening citizens, and they're stealing the voting ballots. Yes, that's what's happening. There's a lot of videos about this, and I want you to watch the following video.
Mi mamá. Baja las cajas.
No, a la locutora le voy a enviar una.
Did you see that? This is crazy, right? They're stealing the ballots. It's not hidden. It's pretty public. And come on, like, it's not that people are conspiracy theorists, but they know that these people, these gangs were sent by Maduro. And if you can't figure that out, you're just ignorant, or you just don't want to accept the truth. So I just want to tell everyone that's watching me, the US is not far away from this. And I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but the 2020 election, and come on, True the Vote was one of the groups that fought for fraud. You know, they said, like, they fought against fraud, and they said, no, we're not going to accept this. There's actually a lot of names on the ballots that are deceased, or people that are not US citizens, and all these things. We all know what happened in the 2020 election. And what happens after this crazy day in Venezuela? They obviously went and arrested one of their opponents. Obviously, Maduro gave a speech. He was pretty upset, and he said a lot of names to the people that are going against this movement that he did. And he's saying that they cause violence and that they're creating problems in the nation. And he said they're creating chaos, right? So many people are upset of what happened in Venezuela. We know that Venezuelans, if you don't know this and it's your first time listening about Venezuela, Venezuela has gone through a long term of dictatorship and communism and socialism. We can call it like that. And it started with Hugo Chavez. Maybe you didn't know this, but Hugo Chavez started campaigning in the 90s. That's more than 20 years with the same political party. Guys, it's a dictatorship. It's more than 20 years. So Marina Corina spoke recently, which was the vice president with González Urrutia. She was running for vice president. And she talks about the difficult situation that a lot of Venezuelans are going through, and that many people that were protesting are being held in custody right now. And that's sad. They can't even go and protest anymore. And the crazy thing is that the US has not recognized President Maduro, but is recognizing González Urrutia as the president. Also, President Milei is recognizing President González Urrutia as the president and not Maduro. And I just want you to watch this video of Maduro talking about Elon Musk. I thought it was funny. And I don't know how to say it. Like, I speak Spanish fluently, and he just sounds so dumb. It's not the accent. It's just the threats. I'm like, come on, bro. And then he says, Elon Musk, full of pride, saying, you better not mess with me. And he's just full of pride. But watch it.
Elon Musk, estás desesperado. Te fuiste de boca, Elon Musk. Contrólate, que te van a llevar al fracaso, igual que esta derecha llevó al fracaso a todos los políticos estadounidenses. Elon Musk, quien se mete conmigo, se seca. Quien se mete con Venezuela, se seca. Elon Musk. ¿Quieres pelea? Vamos a darle, Elon Musk. Estoy listo. Soy hijo de Bolívar y de Chávez. No te tengo miedo, Elon Musk. Vamos a darnos, pues. Donde quiera. Como decimos en Caracas, en los barrios. Si tú quieres, yo quiero, Elon Musk.
So we are done talking about Venezuela, but what did you think about that video? Don't you think it's hilarious? Like, he's just talking about Elon Musk and threatening him. I'm like, Maduro. Maybe you guys didn't know this, but Maduro used to be a bus driver. I'm not telling that. Okay, listen, guys, I'm not being judgmental and saying that, you know, you can't have a great future if you didn't go to school or anything like that, or if you come from a good family or not. But he was a bus driver. Like, at least a bus driver that did something else in his life, became a businessman and became successful later in life. No. As a bus driver, he got into the political party that they had in Venezuela. And obviously he was very faithful to Chavez, and now he's president. Oh God, I just can't with these kind of things. I just can't. Well, our question to every American, I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're a Republican, who the heck is running the country? We don't know. Where's Joe Biden? I am telling you, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, I don't know what political party you're from, but you should be concerned. If you don't know who's running the country, where is President Joe Biden? Recently, I saw a picture of Joe Biden wearing a jacket that said USA, but that's just the back of his head. And then I don't know if they can actually place anybody into that picture and just do the motions that he does, and the way he places his hands, like it's kind of like weird, but he was just standing there with a jacket that said USA, the back. It was just the back of his head. So I just want to know who's running the country. And this is what Benny Johnson posted recently. He said, the Democrat Party just installed a socialist as its nominee who received 0 votes. They canceled the primary and refused to hold a new one. No one even knows who is running the country. Has there ever been a bigger political scandal in U.S. history? So, hey, Democrats, I am telling you from a different point of view of somebody that has lived in South America and has seen it all, you should be concerned, because this is not normal. When a lot of people said it before that Joe Biden was not capable of being a president because of his state, his mental and physical state, they didn't believe them. And they're doing it in front of your eyes. I want you to open your eyes. Hispanics, Latinos, this is not a normal thing. You guys ran away from your country. Hey, Chinese people that are watching me, you ran away from your country, and all these weird stuff that happened back in your country is happening in the US. And you know what countries you are. I'm talking about Vietnam, I'm talking about China, I'm talking about Cuba, I'm talking about Venezuela. We've seen it all. We've seen it all, and this is not normal behavior. And if you were born in the US, listen to me. If you were born in the US, let me tell you, there are weird things going on, and you should be concerned, and you've been brainwashed. You have. I'm just telling you the truth. And it's just ridiculous. I want you to watch the following video of Kamala Harris.
No exhaust, no diesel smell. The bus has Wi-Fi, and even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
Do you care about Wi-Fi in your freaking bus when in New York City there are lines of immigrants that are sleeping in the streets, that are drugging themselves, that have no food and are stealing? Do you care about Wi-Fi in the bus? Do you care about having a USB charger? With all honesty. And now, why am I talking about this? I'm not attacking Kamala Harris. No, I'm not. I'm just giving you a little perspective right here. And it is that people that are running for candidates that are running for office, they usually have, if they have like a socialist background or they have a socialist vocabulary, they're gonna try and get you tiny little gifts, like in other countries, Vietnam, China, a bag of rice for your family. They're gonna make a little park for your kids, so you're actually distracted from their policies, and you can clap and be like, wow, they're the best presidents. They're amazing. It's called distraction. I know. My Vietnamese pals, they know this. My folks right there from China. Why do you guys think Chinese people love Donald Trump. Because they know the political language of people that want to push a communist agenda into your head, a totalitarian agenda into your head. Yes, I said totalitarian means they control everything. And I'm going to even go further after this episode about it. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you what my next episode is about. That's why you have to tune in. I'm not going to tell you. If you want to know, you have to watch it. But anyway, guys, this is ridiculous. USB, Wi-Fi, fix the freaking country. So you're distracting me on a USB. You're selling me a USB charger in the bus, and you're selling me all these little things. So I'm actually not thinking about the billions of dollars you sent to Ukraine. Really? I'm just not going to talk about it. Please, I need to have a Chinese guest here. I'm going to have them. I'm going to get connected with them, and we're going to talk about the language that these people are using. You're only able to discern the truth when you've lived through difficult times in the country you ran from. Americans, you don't know what that is like. You don't know. So wake up. And there's a lot of patriots in this country that are fighting so this doesn't happen. And you know what? That's honorable. Anyway, I want to go into news that are going on here in the world. And the world is crazy. This is why I called it chaos this episode. But listen to what happened. Warren Buffett sold a lot of his stocks, his Apple stocks. And apparently he's lying on $277 billion in cash. Is it $1 billion? Yes, it is $1 billion. Thank you from somebody from my team. But anyways, this is just crazy. $277 billion. When I read this, I was like, Violet, don't freak out. Don't freak out. But then I said, there is definitely something coming our way. I'm not trying to freak you out. Like I said, I've lived through a lot. This is not the only country I've lived in, and we have to see the reality just how it is. And other businessmen are doing the same thing. And they're asking themselves, why has Warren Buffett done this? And it's obviously because he wants to have cash, because something's going to happen. And then the defense contractors' stocks skyrocketed a few days ago. Defense, military stuff. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So, like I said, I'm not trying to freak you out, but there's a lot of things that are happening in this world. And I'm telling you, if anybody knows what's going to happen or how it is going to break down, it's the billionaires. The billionaires know it all. It's not your government that controls stuff. It's the billionaires. And they're obviously getting prepared for something. I'm just telling you, have provision in your life. Like, what do I mean? Have things, like have foods that won't go bad, like canned goods or, beans, canned tuna. Just be prepared. Have enough water. Just use I don't know how you call it, but you guys can research on survival stuff. But I do believe something will happen, and it's August 7th. And remember that I told you this, and I believe something's gonna happen. I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but okay, let's talk about the Middle East. So Hezbollah warned Iran recently that it would independently retaliate against Israel if Iran does not avenge the recent assassinations of key leaders by Israel. Obviously, this conflict is rising. Iran is more involved now more than ever. And now Hezbollah, it's like they're fighting like whoever they want to attack Israel first. It's just crazy. And listen, chaos might be happening right now all over the place. And whenever you turn on the news, you might be scared. But I'm going to tell you something. You have to trust in the Lord. You have to trust that everything will be fine. And I just want to leave you with this verse. It's Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, God will be with you. And I don't want you to be scared of everything that's going to happen, but trust in the Lord and trust in God. Actually, our grandparents, our parents, they went through difficult things. Some of you might have grandparents that went through World War II and there were soldiers there, but I know that a lot of things are happening, but we have to have faith. And the world sometimes has to go through difficult times to understand how good we have it and how easy we have it. And I know that a lot of you have not, you have not had it that easy, but the fact that we can go to a Starbucks and be like, can I get a grande oatmeal brown sugar shake and espresso? Thank you. Oh my God, I haven't had my morning coffee. The fact that you're complaining about coffee means you're in a blessed country. I just want to open your eyes. The fact that you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know what to eat today. Should I have a tuna salad? Should I have a, Subway? Or maybe I should order from this restaurant that has organic food. The fact that you have those options means that you're blessed. It means that you're in a good country, because a lot of people don't have those options. I am telling you. A lot of people just eat rice and beans every day. They just have a black coffee. That's all they can afford. And they have like the cheapest version of Nescafe. So you don't know what it is to have that in your life. You're blessed. And I want to say something else before ending this first episode. People around the world know Americans as entitled. And I'm an American myself. But I've had the privilege of having parents that taught me gratefulness. And what I'm saying is that, we are entitled in this country. We have many blessings that others don't have. But I just want to end this episode by telling you that chaos can be crazy around you. You might have all these things happening and you might be scared, but you have to have faith. Tune in into my next episode and just follow me on all the platforms.